Welcome. I was asking where are the others. We have a school of almost 1,200 kids. Bienvenidos. Um, Perdone, por favor. Hablo un poco español. Voy a tratar de traducir un poco lo mejor posible, pero ella va a presentar en inglés y voy a traducir.
Understood, I'm going to present it in English.
Ok, y tenemos las copias en español y en inglés.
All right, so welcome to Barwise Title I Parent Engagement Meeting. So tonight we're going to be telling you about some of the ways that we spend our Title I money and what it is. Title I money is the money that we get from the federal government to help us increase academic achievement in our students each year.
Ok, el tema principal hoy es la tecnología para los padres. Es una presentación que va a hacer un maestro después de poca información sobre la escuela y el dinero que recibimos del gobierno federal. Pero si tenemos secciones diferentes, vamos a hablar de los planes que tenemos para el dinero, vamos a hablar sobre unos objetivos que tenemos para los estudiantes en cuanto a prepararles para ser mejor para salir mejor en la escuela, para cumplir la tarea, cosas así, pero ok, el dinero que recibimos, el reportaje, cómo hacemos en los exámenes del estado, el plan que tenemos para mejorar lo que hacemos aquí, qué estrategias para ayudar a los padres con los deberes escolares y finalmente la tecnología, el uso de la computadora que usan los estudiantes en la escuela cada día. Okay. Next one.
Sorry. Okay.
Okay, you go.
All right, so this is our Title I budget money, or our school report card, or our agenda.
Let's go back to the report card.
Okay, our school report card. Barwise, this is basically showing us how we are doing as far as closing the gaps on our students' academic success. The breakdown here, the first one up in the top, and it's in yellow, it says our academic achievement status. It's broken down as far as how we do with reading and with math. The next one is our growth. It shows us also the growth between our.
We have for reading and math.
Okay, everything's for reading and math.
Mm-hmm.
The graduation status it's giving us a target, what we want to meet, what we want our kids to meet as they get through high school and graduate. English language proficiency, that's our ELPS target. It gives us some information there. Student success status, this is your, help me out there.
Which one?
The student success status, STAR component. As far as our all students go, this is where we're having difficulties here?
Yeah.
Help me out.
The nose is what we have.
Yes, those are all so we have a lot of gaps to close in order to help our students become more successful and raise these no's to yes. They're achieving this academic success.
Okay, esta página es parte del reportaje que recibimos del Estado para el año pasado. Cómo salieron los estudiantes en los exámenes finales, a los finales del año. Y como pueden ver, tenemos todos los grupos diferentes, africanos, americanos, los hispanos, todos los grupos. Y después tenemos los porcientos que tienen en la lectura y en las matemáticas. Y ven una N en muchas secciones. La N significa que no hemos realizado las metas. ¿Okay? Y por eso tenemos que gastar el dinero que nos da el gobierno federal para dar más ayuda a los estudiantes. Y por eso tenemos que planear, tenemos que tener metas, tenemos que tener muchos objetivos diferentes con el pasar de cada año. Okay? La próxima página. Next page.
All right, and here's how our money is dispersed. We get a little bit more than $230,000 worth of federal funds through our Title I program, and most of our money is used for tutoring. A lot of it in the springtime when it comes closer to the state test, we hire extra teachers to come in and help to, again, close some of those gaps so that our students can be more successful. So we use it for toward their academic growth. Some funds are used for classroom materials and supplies, teacher training to allow us to bring better strategies and skills to the classroom. So, but most of the funds come to us and we use them for tutoring and teaching our kids and helping to close that gap.
Okay.
So that the last report card page can look better.
Okay. Tenemos el total del dinero que recibimos ya este año del gobierno federal para ayudar nuestra escuela para mejorar, ¿no? Y pueden ver que usamos 4,000, por ejemplo, para entrenar a los maestros, para usar mejores estrategias con nuestros estudiantes. 31,000 para proveer ayuda extra por la tarde, por la mañana, ¿okay? Para los estudiantes. La mayoría usamos para ayudar a los estudiantes. Un por ciento también se usa para nuevos maestros, para pagar sus sueldos, $150,708. Y, por ejemplo, 10,000 para comprar más materiales para los estudiantes en las aulas. Así, por eso es un ejemplo, cómo gastamos el dinero. ¿Okay? Ok, y ya hablamos, okay. These are the plans.
Here's our campus action plan. This is established through our site-based management team that meets 2 or 3 times a semester. And we establish performance goals and objectives to help, again, our whole essence of being here is to help increase student academic and help them to become more successful. So all of our goals and our objectives are to help them, to increase their academics. So some of these, this is our action plan goals and performances, but not everyone is associated with Title I funds, but most of them are. Specifically, what do we got here?
Number 2, for example.
Number 2, our number 2 goal is to build a foundation of literacy and numeracy. Some of our performance objectives here is at least 80% of all of our students will make progress in the STAR test in all core subjects. Our core subjects are our math, reading, writing, science, and social studies. Another performance objective here is to increase the targets met for academic achievement status in the closing of the gaps category. If you remember it back at the report card, that's where we had a lot of the gaps, because a lot of the gaps were in the gaps that our kids have once they get to junior high school. Maybe they weren't as successful. Maybe some of them never passed the STAR test in elementary school. So our objective is to help them to gain that academic knowledge so that they can be successful here. Objective 3, develop a committee and programs to meet the needs and interests of all the students, especially our ESL and our talented and gifted students. Objective 4, conduct weekly PLC meetings. Our teachers meet on a weekly basis for PLC, that's professional learning centers, and we share strategies and skills, and we talk about what's successful in the classroom and create new ideas to help to build competency in our kids so that they can all be successful meeting the and mastering the TEKS that the state of Texas has established for us. The TEKS are the essential knowledge and skills that the kids need at a certain level. So they carry, and each time they just, what's the word? They scaffold up, we build upon them each year. So everything that they learn in elementary school, they bring with them, and we add to it in junior high, and then they take it to high school so that they can, we never teach them anything that they're not going to need in the next successive years. All right. Performance objective number 5, increase low-performing subpopulation performance in reading and math. We have a big gap in our economically disadvantaged and some of our other subcategories. So again, our title fund money is used to help to increase knowledge for teachers too. We get training paid for by Title I funds so that we can bring more skills and strategies to the classroom to, again, ultimately increase their academic success. And it sounds like it's the same thing over and over. That's ultimately our goal here at school, is to help them be successful. All right. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah.
Okay. Habló por tanto tiempo. Voy a hacer un resumen de lo que dijo ella. Nuestros estudiantes necesitan mucha ayuda, ¿ok? Algunos vienen de hogares donde no reciben la ayuda que necesitan y por eso de vez en cuando la mayoría de ellos sufren en la escuela y necesitan ayuda extra. Recibimos el dinero y tenemos que planear. Tenemos un grupo de maestros, miembros de la comunidad. Ustedes pueden ser parte de este grupo si quieren. Y siempre estamos buscando miembros para ayudar con el planear de las metas, de los objetivos para el año. ¿Cómo vamos a gastar el dinero? ¿Qué vamos a hacer para nuestros estudiantes? ¿Okay? El grupo de maestros, miembros de la comunidad y padres en general. Nosotros tenemos muchas juntas y planeamos lo que vamos a hacer específicamente para los estudiantes y cómo vamos a trabajar para ver que las notas suban a niveles más altas. Okay, por ejemplo, los que hablan español, el año pasado en el tuvieron 45% en el examen del estado. Queremos que poco a poco, este año, que las notas suban a 50%. ¿Y cómo vamos a hacerlo? Por proveer ayuda extra por la tarde, por parte de los maestros y miembros en la comunidad como voluntarios. Entonces, es el plan que tenemos para ayudar a nuestros estudiantes. Posiblemente ustedes ya saben que todos los días después de la escuela tenemos maestros quienes se quedan para ayudar a los estudiantes con matemáticas, con las lecturas y las materiales diferentes. Reciben la cena y si quieren, tenemos un bus también que sale más o menos a las 4:45 de lunes a jueves. Ofrecemos ayuda extra. ¿Okay? Es parte del plan que tenemos para demostrar al gobierno cómo vamos a usar el dinero para ayudar a nuestros estudiantes. ¿Okay?
All right. And then goal 4 here.
It was just more objectives.
Yes, it's just more objectives to help us to increase the performance of our school.
Yeah.
All right. So here is the importance of parent engagement. Parent engagement. If the kids don't think you care, they're probably not going to care much either. So it's really important to show them that you do. And this is where the piece of paper that you picked up over here, it says the 10 homework tips. If you click on that. Go back to the other one and click on the homework. Back. Click on homework tips. All right. So here.
probably,
I'm going to go over these rather quickly because you can read them.
she probably thinks you can't come in because we're presenting.
Right. So it says 10 homework how-tos. These are just tips to help your student with some homework. A lot of kids come home and they tell you that they don't have any homework, and Mr. Flynn's going to show you in a couple minutes how to actually look at their Google Classrooms to help to see if they're on board, okay, on the level with you. Do they have homework or not? So he's going to show you how to establish if there's any assignments out there that haven't been completed yet. And if there are, these are some of the tips that can help you. Number one is to find the best time. A lot of times kids come home from school and they just left school, they were on a long bus ride home, and they don't want to sit down and do their homework right away. And that's okay. Let them have a few minutes, watch a couple minutes of TV, get a snack before they do it, but then establish a time, maybe from 6 to 7. It's time to sit down and do your homework. And if they don't really have enough homework to fill that time, have them read a book, because reading is never a bad thing. The kids go to the library here each week, I think on a 3-week rotation, but they can go to the library any day. So they should always have some sort of book to be reading. So if they say, I don't have any homework, at least say, well, you can read a book for a couple minutes, 10, 15 minutes max. That's going to help them establish vocabulary and comprehension. All right, the next one is find a good place to study. Number 2, establishing as I grew up, we didn't have a lot of space, we didn't have a lot of money, so I didn't have a desk to sit at. But I would always go into my bedroom. So even in the bedroom, on your bed, without small children around or even older kids that want to torment, because that's what brothers and sisters do, right? So if you find a spot where you're comfortable so that you can go do your homework in a relaxed environment, without TV, without their cell phone, they'll have their Chromebook because that's what they probably need, but no texting, interrupted by the text, because then they're not really focused on their homework. They're focused on what did my friend say? Right. All right, be prepared. Help your child gather all the materials. So suppose they're working on a specific project. You want to make sure that you know the materials that they're going to need and help them to be successful by getting them the supplies that they need to complete these projects. Anytime if you have some problems getting things like that, just tell your kids to tell the teacher, and the teacher will always find some way to assist. Also, in the little area where they do their homework, maybe have a pencil bag or a little cup where they always have some pencils and some pens, maybe an eraser, some paper clips, because they have their Chromebooks, which has a dictionary and a thesaurus on it. So you wouldn't have to have a bulky book there, but to have extra paper, pens, and pencils is always something. I don't like to sit down and study without having a pen or pencil in my hand. Even if I don't use it, I always feel like I'm in a more studious zone if I have a utensil, some sort of writing utensil in my hand. All right, the next one, homework list. Have a homework list for them to write down on a daily basis. What homework are you getting from this class, And it only takes a quick second to jot down right before the bell rings if they have any homework that they need to do in that class. Write it down. And then as they come home, or before they leave school, have them just read over it real quick, the couple minutes before school's out, just to check to make sure that they have all the materials they'll need to do their homework at home. A lot of times the material is in their Chromebook. Keep a homework calendar, especially for large projects. If they have a large project due before Christmas, make sure they have it annotated on a calendar. The Chromebooks, as Mr. Flynn's going to show you, they have a calendar in the Chromebook where they can annotate when they have projects due, big projects, and that way they don't lose track of it or lose focus of it. I maybe have, by this point, I need to have my research done. By this point, I should have a rough draft done of my research paper. By this point, I should, whatever the project is. And that way they can break it up into little sections, and then the night before the project is due, they don't have to go, oh my gosh, I have to do this, and this. So they break it up in little sections. It'll be a lot easier to complete. The next one, study rhythms. There's nothing that says they have to do all their math at one time or all of their writing at one time. Break it up. If their math is draining, do a couple math problems. Set it aside, have them do a little bit of writing or something that's rather simple and maybe they like. Because I loved math. So math was one of my favorites. Some of our kids I don't hear them saying that. So have them do some math and then have them do something fun that they like to do, like, I don't know, reading. Put your book, read for a couple minutes and then get back to your math. Or read for a couple minutes and get back to your long-term project. But yeah, so establish something that's good for them. They don't have to do everything at the same time. Okay, next one. If a child gets stuck, here's some questions that you can ask them. Have they read the directions? Maybe one of these says, read the directions out loud. Because if you hear yourself reading them and your lips are actually reading, moving to the words and your eyes see it, that's 3 ways that you're getting that information. And maybe that's all they needed was to hear it a different way, to see it and hear it and verbalize it at the same time. That's always helpful. And then be available for them, okay? Or have them come in for tutoring. Before school, after school, teachers are always available. That goes along with the next one, ask for help. If they get stuck, it's frustrating. Have them come to you. Email a teacher. A lot of times teachers are on their emails at night and they'll respond. If not, at least early the next day, and they'll get with that student that's asking for help. Give me a break. So it's okay to take a break. Just like in the classroom. We're in the classroom for 47 minutes. A lot of times in the middle of a session, 25 minutes in, we'll just stop for 30 seconds. Take a quick break. Stand up. Do some bending and stretching. It's always a good idea to do that as well. And book bag at bedtime. A lot of kids come in the next day and say, oh, I left my homework on my bed. So right before they go to bed, make sure they pack up their backpacks. Is your homework in there? Everything you need for the next day. Just have it in the backpack already so that they can just grab the backpack and run out the door. All right, so we also have this, I just said it in, these tips are available in English and in Spanish.
How do you say that in Spanish?
I don't know how.
Okay,
Available es en español.
Okay. Todo lo que acaba de explicar lo hemos traducido en español también. Por eso no voy a repetir, a menos que tengan una pregunta. Okay. Pero me gusta el número 1. Es importante decidir establecer una hora específica. ¿Cuándo? ¿A qué hora vamos a empezar con la tarea? ¿Por cuántos minutos? 1 hora. Vamos a empezar después de la cena, de las 8 hasta las 9, cada noche, sin la televisión, sin otras cosas.
Dice que no tiene nada de tarea, un libro para leer.
Sí, siempre, yo digo, siempre hay tarea. Si el maestro no tiene algo específico, tiene que repasar todo lo que hicieron en la escuela cada día. ¿Ya? Siempre hay tarea. Okay. Next one.
Okay.
Okay, los estudiantes todos tienen una computadora y los padres la mayoría de los padres no saben mucho de la computadora y la mayoría de su trabajo lo hacen en la computadora. Tienen que entrar en la computadora y entrar en las aulas en la computadora donde ponen sus materiales. Okay. Hoy vamos a